Neil is actually, yes, there he is. All right.
Neil is coming in the door.
All right, attendance.
You need more room?
We have the
I'm
attendance
good.
here, we have a quorum, four of
Yep.
us, so we're good. Consideration of the February 15th minutes. Can I get, first for discussion? Discussion?
Yes, I have some discussion. Okay.
Hope I brought them with me.
I have to get this stuff out that I marked up.
No?
Okay, an FIY thing, it's just FIY. When you did the minutes for the, on Wednesday, it says 1 to whatever. No public can go in the building if there's school.
What are you talking
What are you
about?
talking about?
On, okay.
Yeah, it's,
I said the hours for GTV, the studio, the hours for the studio.
I didn't hear that.
What?
I didn't hear
Oh,
you
I'm
say
sorry.
that. Yeah.
That's part of my minutes?
No, that was in your article. I'm looking through the minutes, and that was something,
Oh.
I said, this is an FYI thing.
Okay,
It's not an error, it's an...
Point of order.
Let's just
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah.
the minutes first, and then we'll get to the
Point of
articles, and we'll
order.
mix the
Oh,
other two,
okay,
yeah.
oh, okay. Let's see, okay, that's that. It's about the editor thing, and sending the information to one person, and having the person edit it. I have to have that title editor clarified, because as I understand what editor
No.
it means,
Okay, point
it
of order
means,
is, we're approving the minutes.
you were
Yeah.
discussing them first.
Yeah.
That's not,
Well, for a discussion of corrections to the minutes that we are,
Okay.
for the February 15th, first we'll discuss and see if there's any changes, and then we'll go through and
All right.
approve the minutes, with the changes, if we
Right,
agree, you know.
right. It's just
So,
the
editor,
title
well,
editor.
wait, well,
Yeah, go ahead.
there's a difference between what was said
right.
and then a determination of what we meant to say, or what you thought should have been said. So editor was the correct word, so the minutes are correct. So if you want to discuss what we meant or clarification, then we can go and do that after we approve the minutes. So if editor.
All right, no, there was no error in
Okay,
those
so let's
statements, yeah.
let's
Okay.
take a motion, and if you're all set, is everybody okay with the minutes then? Everybody's good with the minutes? You good with the minutes then? That's essentially how they are.
Yes, is-
Then we'll
right,
correct what the
right.
meaning or what you meant.
Right, okay.
I need a
Yeah.
motion to accept the minutes.
Oh, okay.
Can I get a motion?
A motion, yes.
Okay, first, can I get a second?
I'll second because
Okay.
he wasn't here.
And all in favor? All right. Okay,
Aye.
motion passes.
Wait.
Oh,
Wait a minute, there's
Brad
no
has to-
three of us.
Are you,
I was staying.
okay,
Well, he has to.
yeah, because he
Yeah.
wasn't here.
So it's 3-1, no, 3-0, yeah, 3-1-0. Okay.
Zero or whatever.
301. 3 yes,
Yeah.
0 no, 1 abstaining.
Yeah, so the one is at the end.
Right.
So 3-0-1.
All right, Barbara. Now,
Okay.
you're saying the editor now. You're thinking that it's,
The title
Yeah.
editor, as we all know, means to edit articles, information that comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what she's, not her, but our editor is gonna
Pam,
be
who we
doing.
decided, yes.
Yeah, but that's another thing. It says in the minutes that she was voted in, or it was unanimously voted or something. We didn't take a vote on that. We didn't take a vote on her.
yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
doing
Yes,
it.
we did.
I didn't.
Did you look at the minutes? Did you watch
Yes,
the-
I saw the minutes, and when I left the minute,
Watch.
when I left the meeting, I realized, we didn't vote on that. You turned and said, okay,
Barbara,
she's
first
gonna
of all-
place
first
it,
of all,
and then you
relax.
can be editor, and then,
Relax.
no, I always talk like this,
Well,
don't worry
yeah,
about it.
I
I'm not
appreciate that.
excited.
Okay,
It's
but
just,
I was actually, when I said, my discussion was that everybody here, we should actually have one person to go through, because of the fact we can't have Brad or you sending out every single week, because the editors of these papers aren't gonna know every single individual on the committee. They know who Pam is already, so it's much easier for them to always get it from Pam, because everybody knows who it is. We did actually at the board, I actually asked everybody, is that all right? And everybody was like, yes. And I said, that was essentially,
A consensus.
it was a consensus decision. Nobody said no, nobody said, hey, wait a minute, that's not right. If somebody would have had a problem with it, I wish you would have told me then.
No, I don't
But-
have a problem with her doing that. I don't have a
Okay.
problem doing that. It's when you turned and said, okay, you can be editor.
I suggested Pam, I didn't say you could be editor, I suggested Pam because she was already doing it. She was already the one sending it.
Okay,
So
I
it
didn't
makes it much
hear,
easier
I
for
didn't
everybody
hear
else.
anybody discussing that.
Oh, I actually said, is everybody okay with that? And everybody was like, yes,
I didn't
yes,
say yes, I went, huh?
Okay, well, I thought you said
The
yes.
reason for that was editor means an editor changes in,
Let me then recorrect right now
Okay.
for the minutes as everybody's sitting here. It's not an editor per se. It is a contact. She will be the contact for the
point
board.
person.
Point person for the board then.
okay,
Okay.
okay,
She-
yeah.
So we'll
If you write
change-
an article,
And I submit it and then say.
board all
say-
looks at it.
It's, oh, okay, send
Yeah.
it out to everybody. And say someone has some,
issue with it.
whatever.
no.
Not issue, not
Okay,
issue.
okay.
But proofreading.
Okay.
And there's different little tricks and quirks.
Yeah,
I'm the one that's supposed to be fixing that.
correct.
Okay.
And that's the reason
Yeah.
why you would bring it to the board and everybody
Right.
would look at it and I would sit there and go, oh, you know, Barbara, maybe we could just change this or.
Right, or
Pam,
misspelled this, or something, you know,
Dick,
yeah.
Dick could turn around and say, oh, that doesn't seem right, can you just change this? When everything's all done and you make the corrections, then you would send it to
Then I send it to
Pam.
Pam.
But she wouldn't correct anything.
No.
No, I know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is with the title of editor,
Well, let's-
that gave,
Point
that,
person, how about we use point person?
I have
instead?
no problem with
All
that.
right, well,
I have
point
no
person.
prob-
All
I
right.
have no problem
I don't
with
think we
that.
need to make a vote for it unless you want to, but
No.
it's the,
Does
she is,
anybody-
she's,
No, because
Okay.
I'll put it in the minutes.
yeah,
Oh,
she's
okay,
the point
okay.
person.
And now, in your article, it's just an FYI thing.
Yeah.
It says.
the new article?
The original
Okay,
article
the-
that she
yeah,
had,
the first
the new
one.
article. It says Wednesday has the hours of 1 to 6. And FYI, GTV studio hours,
Wait,
Monday,
wait, you're
Tuesday,
sc-
Wednesday. Excuse me?
You're talking so fast, I can't even.
I'm sorry.
The
I
one
do that all the
The
time.
first one
Okay.
published.
The first one that was published, it said 1 to 6?
Yeah,
Okay, we just went off the hours that we knew the station was open, we didn't realize.
I took,
I shouldn't
like I
speak to you.
stated before, everything was taken, and Dick did see it.
Yeah,
Everything was
yeah.
taken from, either the website or, whatever information we had. But I also, at the end of it, you'll see that I also encourage folks to log on.
Yeah, yeah. And not only, but what it was is, I just wanted for everybody here, or in the committee, if they're approached and someone says, I see you're open at 1 o'clock on Wednesdays, you have to say to them, public isn't allowed as long as there's school hours.
Till 2:30.
And so it's 3 to whatever. It's not something that needs to be fixed or anything, it's just that, an
Why don't we-
FYI thing.
Why don't we, in the next, not this article that we're looking at today, but maybe the next one, we re-put the hours in and we adjust it to 3 to 6?
What?
No, they don't
No.
need to be.
No, because
No,
come
it's-
summer, they're gonna be.
I
Oh,
would,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, when there is no school, they can go in at 1.
Okay.
Right, it's just that if anybody approaches you during school times, you know this, that's all.
Sounds
And-
good.
Anyway, that's it.
All right, minutes are done, attendance. Nick, director's report.
You have a printed copy, thanks to Neil, in your hands. And when I get back to my computer, I'll send it to Pam, and so when she does the minutes, she can send it to everybody
Oh,
else
thank
as
you.
well.
Yep,
It'll
thanks.
be a PDF.
Yep.
As you can see, the list of shows that were recorded since our last report, which was on the 15th.
If I have, I apologize, if I have any questions about the shows, I do have a question, should I wait for him to
Wait,
finish
please,
his report?
Yeah, please.
I don't know if you want me to read them all, or,
No.
yeah, okay. And Andrew, I don't know if he's there, but Andrew was quick to remind me after the last report that I should be adding the town meetings in, so that's on the list there. How-to documents. Dave and I have been working on some how-to documents and have completed one for the Mildred stock room and one for ingesting DVDs into the playback system. And we're working on one for the school board recording setup, and one for the government meeting recording, converting, uploading, and chapterizing. That's that whole process that Andrew does. Playback information, oh, I forgot to change the dates. But the playback information is from 2:15 to today. 2:15 to 3:21. Total shows aired 131, with 54 of them being local. The average show length is 55 minutes and 33 seconds. The total runs are 558 for a total of 612 hours and 55 minutes. Let's see. Quote for the other room, which is this room here. Move was emailed to all members with a breakdown. The quote is for $1,545 with a breakdown of $1,100 for system rewiring, $375 for miscellaneous materials, and $70 for travel. We will also need to purchase other equipment needed, such as the AV scan converter, which is approximately $175, and a Video Master video automatic gain control unit, which I had already purchased for $49, used instead of the $700 to $900 that they go for new. And a titler which would be put the title on the bottom of the screen, which is approximately $200. Now again, also his time, labor, if he spends less time, then that would be discounted for that. So anyways, now I am recommending that we go ahead and approve this work with him, since he is the same person that moved all our other equipment into the back room where we won't be dealing with any conflicts of who did what and whatnot, because it all has to be integrated into the one room there. And if we go with two different people, we'll end up, guaranteed, if there's a problem, one of them's gonna say, well, I wired it right originally, somebody must have messed with this or whatever. So anyways, so before I go on, maybe we can discuss that and decide on that.
The overnight expenses is $135 a day. Oh, no, but it
Yeah.
just says 70, so,
No, 70 is for travel.
Yeah, that was the only issue I had.
Yeah, if he's gonna stay over, but he's not gonna.
Well, I personally don't even like the $70, charge, the overnight expenses, the $70 charge. I don't understand, I've never been.
Well, he comes from Massachusetts, so.
Yeah, I understand that, but
Right.
I think if, I'm willing to take a vote from the committee, but I'm, and accept everything that you've done here and everything, because I think it's, unless I've got any other questions, of course, but I'm okay with it. The only thing I'm gonna have him do is, I would ask him to take that $70 out, because pay somebody to come to work, you don't pay somebody to come to a job, and you pay them when they're here, and you pay them the stuff that they do here. I've never been part of a contract that ever paid somebody to come. The only time is when they fly here, you pay their hotel and their costs are built in, but if they're from Massachusetts or Vermont or anyways where they can get here in a day and then leave in a day, the same trip, I've never paid for somebody to do that. I had a person from Maine who never charged me a dime to come to Manchester, so I personally don't feel comfortable paying that $70, and I know I'm nickel and diming it, but it's just,
Okay, so 1545 minus 70,
yeah. So it's $1,465? Not even that.
no,
14.75.
1465.
That's what I said.
Oh, no, it is 75 then.
1475.
Okay, 1475. And that you're telling me it might not even be that much, because it might not take them that long, you said
Right.
the last meeting?
Right.
So hopefully it's not, because I'm looking at your equipment total, and I assume this is coming out of your equipment account, your overall equipment account?
The equipment is, this
But-
move is maintenance, is, right, but the equipment comes out of,
Okay, so, yeah, so the total cost of $1,475 is which coming out of which line item?
oh, that'll be out of the maintenance.
Maintenance charges and
Yeah,
equipment?
yeah,
So out of 3,500, you're
right.
1,500 is gonna be taken out
Right.
in one shot, okay, so, Yes, it's a good chunk quick. So I'm willing to say, it maxes out at, maxes out at 1475. And if somebody wants to move that,
So moved.
somebody wants to second it?
I have a question, a couple other questions before,
Yep.
wait a second. I thought as I read the minutes, originally we were looking for a second quote.
Yes, I had
I
requested.
wasn't here, so.
Yeah, no, I had requested a second quote, and after reading Dick's email and thinking about it myself, I understand the dilemma of bringing somebody in and having somebody else do the wiring, because then there will be a situation where someone will turn. If it was a big job, such as like rewiring the whole place, or rewiring a rack, or something that would be over $2,000, $3,000, then I would turn around and say, you know what, that's ridiculous, but for something like this, I would probably want the same person myself if I was in Dick's situation.
Okay, I understand that now, as I said, not being at the meeting and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, it was actually me who
Involved
requested
in
the
any
second.
sidebars,
Yeah, yeah.
I was just curious and
Yeah,
everything, especially since we're operating under a default budget, so.
Correct, yeah, so it's gonna be the same amount, I'm assuming, but we'll get to that part
Yeah,
afterwards.
we'll get to that.
So, just looking
And
for a
I'll
second.
second.
All right, all in favor? All right. And then I'll take a motion separately on the equipment. That
No,
was
that you don't have to, because I have
That's
the
under you.
authority for,
perfect, good, we don't have to do that then.
right,
All right,
And that'll come out of the equipment line, or?
yeah, yeah. Next item was Neil, Dave, Andrew, and myself met with Sue on the 15th. We met to discuss the ramifications of the failed town budget as determined by the voters on March 13th. We are dealing with a default budget, which impacts GTV because the only proposed increase was in 6 additional hours earmarked for the government recorder. This is approximately an additional $2,200 over the year. What was decided was that it is a bottom line budget, and the town administrator said that we could just take from another line to offset the overages in hours. Therefore, I'm proposing that we make sure we don't spend $2,200 in our equipment line until the end of the year, And what I did is I took our default budget from last year and printed it in there. So basically, and potentially the hours, if Andrew works all the 15 and I work all the 20 and whatever, it'll approximately be $2,200 is what she said. However, we have a nice system, which I need to get them to update, to keep track every week of where we are on the budget, on the numbers for payroll, just for payroll. So come December, we'll see where we're at, and if there's still some money left for, for the equipment, then we can purchase at that time. If not, then we lose $2,200 of equipment purchases.
Okay, so,
Neil, did you want to,
Just in normal circumstances, I don't think Sue would ever say, transfer money for equipment or supplies into personnel costs.
right,
But this was a situation where that was
Deep.
something we had to give up for the default budget, and she said it's $2,000, it's a small enough item. She said, go ahead.
okay, good.
you answered my question before I
Yeah,
said?
I think, so every month we get the amount anyways, usually. You usually give it to us about how much we spent per month.
well, that comes from
Right.
finance.
Okay,
but
so if
we don't-
as a board, can we get that every month? I would
Yes.
appreciate just to keep track of it and make sure that,
Yeah,
because when it comes, I would love to, catch it quicker than, December. Maybe even if we see it coming and we see Dick knows the projections of all the hours that they're using, and during budget time, it kicks in more than it normally would in the summertime, so you never know when that hill's gonna come, or the
Right.
hump of hours, so, please, if you
Yeah.
could get that, that'd be great.
so I recommend that we approve the default budget, not that we.
Do we have to?
No, we don't. I don't think we have to.
I was
It's-
gonna
It is,
say,
the budget is what it is.
it's
Now, is
given
this-
to us, it's not,
Yeah, I was gonna say, is the line items here, essentially the only thing we can move around is equipment and maintenance, right? Or is this?
No, from employee development down.
Employee development down, we can actually
Right.
move these things around.
Yeah.
general supplies and materials and
Yeah.
stuff. Can I get a, last year's breakdown of what was spent in each category? Because I would like to see, how much was spent in each
When we
category.
get our reports again, because we didn't get them in January, February, and we should get them at the end of March.
Right.
or beginning of
And I would
April.
I'd like to see 2010, and so I'd like to see the full year, and then what we've currently done, just so I can do a comparison of categories, because if we're looking at categories where we have general supplies, $3,500, in 2010 it was $2,800, and in 2011 it was $4,400, we need to figure out why must have been something that
Yeah.
happened. So as a committee, we should be looking at the different line items, just so we can,
I like that.
yeah, just so we can figure out those different
There it
things.
is. Is that it?
So, I'll take a look at that. But I just wanted, but that should be good for the whole board to have, just so everybody can see it and just know what's going on. All right, well, I don't think we need to approve that budget, because that's what.
No,
it is.
because that's what we're stuck with.
You had a question?
Yes, I have a question. You're talking about the shows. And the questions I had was about the political shows.
Yeah.
I have a concern that RSAs require that all political advertising have a paid-for, or at least who sponsored it. The interview that Andrew did with Richard Meany had nothing. It didn't say hosted by, produced by, even at the end, it should say produced by Andrew White, or produced by Richard Meany. It doesn't matter, it's just that a lot of these things are going on the air with absolutely no disclaimers, no descriptive notations on it as to who's responsible for the content. If GTV is not responsible for the content, it needs to be made clear. A lot of times when I produce something, it's from beginning to end, I'll do produced by Pam Nanny, or Pam Nanny Productions, or something like that, and at the end, I'll do it as well. All rights reserved, Pam Nanny Productions. So or if you don't want to do that, you can just use your name, Brad Parkhurst or something like that. But I mean, it's really important that GTV, for many reasons, liability one and others, that you need to put down there, especially the political ones.
Yeah.
Also, I noticed, I won't take up a lot of time today, but I did notice on the detail thing for GTV 16, is there a list of categories? Because you'll have 1 month a show will be down as one category. Like, for instance, it'll be down as political. A show will be down as political.
What categories are you talking about?
On the detail card, when you log on to GTV 16, if you click on the detail, it'll tell you who the producer is.
Detail, right.
Who the producer is. Well, let me look at it. I have it right here.
No, I
Show
know what
detail.
you're saying.
Yeah, and it'll
That's
tell
the
you.
show record, it
Yeah.
opens up.
Yep, and it's just so inconsistent. And also, I really think it's important that you put down who the producer is. If there's one, especially, I was surprised, the most popular producer we have is Unspecified.
Right.
And the thing with Unspecified is I'm laughing because I'm sitting there saying, I know that person and I know that person. Why don't we know who the producer is? Why isn't that listed? I think it's important that we maybe pay more attention and more to the detail of it. It's important.
No.
I'm going like this because on
What-
those political shows, they usually do political and do it, and so I'm curious
Well, it's funny because
why
one
it would
thing-
be general and unspecified.
With the new version 5,
Okay.
they've made the system so much easier that what we've actually done is cut a couple of steps, and one of those steps is that we haven't paid attention to. Before, let me back up a little. Before, the process was, if Barbara downloaded a show from somewhere else, she'd go and create the show record, which is all that info you're talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
One of the hassles, as far as the producer part, is that you have to have the producer name in first before you can click on it in the record. And that's a real pain, which I've mentioned to them that they need to be able to let us do it right away. But anyways, so she put that in. The categories sometimes are really tough because, again, a lot of them, the downloaded shows, we don't watch all the shows
Yeah.
and stuff, so, you know, whatnot. But the producer part, we can, get back to,
Yeah, people work hard, you know, to get it, it's just, we should be a little bit more detailed.
Now, just a quick question there, just from that one, if you don't mind. So, when I'm looking at here, you have the, just because he's the first person, I don't know who the gentleman is, but Richard Meany,
right,
he was running for something, I assume?
yeah, he ran for one of the,
Okay, what was the show about? Could you help me out?
it was about him, what he's running,
It was
planning
totally,
or
it was 100%
budget?
political.
Oh, yeah, it's a political.
So
show.
he's an access producer. He has,
Right.
he's on,
Well, he's the one it was his show, he's
No,
producing
I
it.
understand that, but he has a
Right.
sign-off form, he signed his signature, he gave the form.
I'd have to see if Dave had him do that.
So just so I know.
Right.
And what channel did it go on?
That's 16, that doesn't go on 22.
But it's public
And,
access?
Right,
All right, so I'm gonna have,
Channel
I'm
16.
gonna have a big issue. If you guys don't have a signed off sheet, and he hasn't been, hasn't, and he's a political official, I understand he's a political official, but he has no right, you guys need to have him sign off on these forms. Because if it shows that, essentially, that show is the responsibility of GTV now. You guys realize
And
that,
I'll
right?
check with Dave.
Yeah, so.
Don't look
and-
at me, I don't record
No,
them.
no, I'm just saying, but I'm telling you guys right now.
No, but I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying,
If
yes.
he hasn't signed off on that paper and committed himself as a public access producer, any single person, Keith Allard, who did a show, Ivan Billivo, you know, any of these individuals that come in, and they're more than welcome to come in, you know, as a Goffstown resident, I would love to see what they stand for and everything like that before I vote. But if you don't have the paperwork sitting there saying, hey, you know, he's a public access producer, and we don't have any fees here, correct? So it's actually free?
Right.
Yeah, so
Right.
it's easy for them to sign off on it. Just please make sure that those things are in the book. And if they're not, from here on out, make sure that does happen, because the last thing in the world we need is their opponent turning around, and I'm just gonna put the worst case scenario out.
Right.
His opponent comes out, his opponent wins, and his opponent's on the selectman board, let's just say it's a selectman, and they win, and they find out that GTV's the one who produced that program, and it wasn't the access producer. I can tell you right now, the next time our budget comes up, it's not gonna be as nice as it is now. I can guarantee you, because the selectmen will turn around and say, GTV's too political. It shouldn't be in this community because of the fact that it's too political and they're picking sides. The whole thing about being public access producers is that we're supposed to be neutral. It's a neutral situation, it's a neutral to everybody. Anybody who wants to vote, anybody who wants to run for
Anybody
office,
that wants to
come in.
can come in and do.
Of course.
But
as long as they sign the paper.
you want them to say on the paperwork that, I mean,
The
on
producer
the.
form.
Yeah, they just
the
produce the
producer is him,
Yeah.
not GTV.
Correct, yeah.
And you got any complaints, there it is.
Go to the
Right.
producer. The
Yeah,
producer's the person who did it,
right.
not GTV,
Yeah.
not the
All right.
staff,
And
not
that
anybody.
was my whole point,
Yeah.
is
I
that
see.
Yeah.
the spots, the political spots, Keith Allard said absolutely nothing on it. Richard Meany, the same, nothing
Yeah,
on
and you
it.
just, you can't, and you know, and like I said, that's the worst case scenario. People are, I'm not saying that people would do this, but I'm just saying you always have to do
No,
the worst case scenario.
you're right,
And-
they
and
would do it.
The last thing in the world I'd want to see is them to come up on a selectman meeting and say, you know what? That individual on GTV did this on purpose, and I don't like it, and go up to Sue's office, and the last thing you need is that to happen. to
Saying
you guys.
something, right.
Exactly, so it's
Yeah.
just, you know, it's not hard, just have them fill the form
No,
out before they
yeah.
start the show. That's all.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't cost them anything.
Okay,
No.
I also wanted to point out that the logo for GTV, we have a new logo, and it needs to be changed, like on the bulletin board, doesn't it? No, yes. It should be,
idea.
it should be consistent.
Yeah, and I think Dave has that on his to-do list, but he
Okay.
hasn't had a chance to.
I'll
As
give
Is that
you,
on a,
I'll give you
Well,
this.
as he's doing
Yeah.
new slides,
Yeah.
you know,
Is this black thing our new logo?
no,
No, it's not. On the website, it's the new logo, and
No.
that has nice colors.
it's that blue one the blue one
That's that blue one?
no, that's the old one,
That's what I mean.
right.
Yeah, and I just have
No,
one.
Brian Ray had done that.
Yeah, also, I have a question about scheduling. I check GTV 16 all the time, you know, I monitor it, and especially the schedule. I just question why we have a Goffstown High varsity football game from October 7th on there. Was that a
Because we just got it a little while ago.
championship?
No,
But
no,
October
no,
7th?
no,
Yeah.
there was the coaches that have actually been trying to give it to them, or
Right.
parents, and with any time I expressed to, I apologize, I don't mean to.
God, no, I don't, that's my,
No,
yeah.
But I expressed if any coaches or parents can give it to them,
All right.
they don't have to do it,
And
whenever they
kids-
get it. Yeah, they
Kids
just wanna
can't
see-
watch it usually during their season.
All right,
But
you
but
know?
no, it's.
It's just October 7th?
Yeah, but if it's
Yeah.
never played, play
Okay.
it. You know, play it for a
Right.
little
All
while
right,
and then take it
yeah.
out. That's definitely, I was.
Because
I
also,
was the same.
also, Dave, if you look, there's only 2 sports games Dave did because it's the
Weird season.
change
In
of
between the
season,
seasons.
you
yeah.
know?
All right.
So,
Baseball starts up and
it's like,
softball.
throw something up.
And so the old ones that have never been
Anyone
shown,
that's-
I shouldn't say old,
But yeah, anyone that's not.
older games that have never been shown are on,
all
yeah.
right. And the only thing is,
I mean,
Go ahead.
what's the value of showing something that's 3 months old?
For the people that are involved.
The kids get to see
The
it.
parents,
Yeah,
the
it really
parents.
is. It's the only reason why, let's really break it down to its barest point. Every single person that, you talk about the soccer players, essentially the most people who watch these things are the parents, grandparents, and the kids themselves and their friends. Essentially, in totality.
That's
And for them to see it at any time is the best way to go. And it's just, and it's good for the channel to have new stuff, even though it's never been played, it's still new.
that was my whole thing, if it's never been played, I don't have a problem.
If it definitely had been played before,
Yeah.
that would be a little
Yeah.
much.
Now,
Yeah.
is this
Well,
provided by an outside source, like a parent or
Yeah,
a
that
school?
was-
Yes, it was.
But the thing is we've been trying to keep a slot, 2-hour slot, scheduled in. And we had nothing from Dave,
Yeah.
so I would have played an older one also. Something else, something,
Well, I just-
Yeah, I wouldn't go, if you
not
played.
just swimming.
I would hope if it was an older one, it'd be a GTV produced one.
Yeah.
You know, not, you know. And the other thing too is, harping on it, I know, but, the credits for the musicians on the bulletin board.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I
go-
don't have any, we haven't had time to do
Yeah,
that.
I know that, but,
Don't wave your hand at me, because I don't know
I'm not
anything
waving
about
my-
that. No, you went, I'm not going.
no, what I wanna do
No.
is, I'm going to, my schedule has opened up, I've made it open up, and I'd like to go down and either on whatever day that's convenient, I have Mondays off, and I wanna start learning things. I wanna go down and start learning how to schedule shows, start going and learn how to do other stuff. So who would I coordinate with?
Dick,
Me.
Let me know when a good time, I have Mondays off.
Well, it's gonna depend on what you wanna learn.
I wanna
'cause-
learn,
No, but I'm just saying, you know,
Yeah, you guys can discuss it.
yeah, we'll discuss it.
yeah.
Question, just again, missed the last meeting. When you say credits, and as I read it in the report, I assume this is background music
Yeah,
on,
Like Judy Cantor and,
Mike Livingston.
yeah.
I was thinking more like Rolling Stones.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Can't even play that.
well,
You can't play that.
Well, we could if we could get the
Right.
darn,
Oh, you couldn't get the right to
it's the
do it?
music, it's the
no, you
music on the
can,
bulletin
BMI
board.
and
Yeah.
Oh, you
ASCAP.
can't?
But it's
Okay.
expensive, extremely
It's
expensive.
now-
Okay.
It's music on the bulletin board, and also sometimes in the shows, they have music.
You might
That's
want
what
Yeah,
she's
but the
talking
ones in the
about.
show, we
I
don't.
mean, we don't do it in Manchester, but you can, if you call Brian Christensen, and that's up to you as the director. Call Brian Christensen. If you hook up a cable box and you go to the music channels, and you play the music channels to go over, because Comcast pays for the rights of the music,
Right.
they actually allow access centers to use that music. So if you ever wanted to do that,
So Comcast, wow.
yeah.
The
So-
thing is,
That's very
Yeah,
interesting.
because they already pay it anyways, and they allow communities to do it. They allowed us to do it, but now because the only thing we play, we have, on the Latronic system, we have an info channel. The info channel takes 50% of the time, and the bulletin board's on 50% of the time. So the amount of time the bulletin board's on between our shows isn't that much anyways, so we decided to take that out of the loop, so. But anyways,
does it have an option to change the channel?
you would just change it through the cable box.
Oh, so you have,
You can use, it from 500,
okay,
you
you
can
have to
have,
get us a cable box.
you'd have to have jazz, well, it's like $8 a month, but it's like jazz, you could have, R&B, you could have.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
oldies,
just so that
60s.
it's not
You
the
could
same.
change it up anytime you wanted to, yeah.
So you can get a mix.
You can mix them up. I would stay away from certain channels, because there are certain channels that
Oh,
actually
yes.
play not the remix versions, which are really interesting. We got caught, luckily it didn't go over the air, but we were going through and I'm like, wow, that's interesting. It was a show playing at the same time. I'm like, wait a minute, no. All right, is that the end of the director's report?
Yeah,
Okay. Financial report. Anything, we already went through it pretty much?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Neil, town report, update, anything?
Dick already mentioned that we went over the default budget. The budget Dick threw on here, the numbers that are above the employee development, those will change.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because as part of the default budget, you get the normal contracted
Okay.
numbers. But other than that, the numbers should be
Pretty
the
close.
same as last year.
Okay. I would like if somehow, and I don't even know what we can do, Gary Geralman, who's a very nice person, but he hasn't been at any of the meetings in the last 8 months. Would love to see somebody from the school here every once in a while, just to give us a heads up of what's going on. I don't know exactly, he gets our emails, but if there's any way somebody to contact him, I don't know if I should, or if we should have the town administrator
Yeah,
call.
I mean, we've had that issue all the time.
So how about,
Yeah.
I will give.
It's the school board that you need to contact.
I will call the superintendent and office and see if I can't get a meeting with her and just to discuss.
I mean, you just need to ask her if she could have the school board appoint somebody that's more available.
Yeah, and yeah, Gary, like, the discussions I've had with Gary before, he's, the wonderful, very fruitful discussions, but
Right.
he just doesn't make meetings, so
Right.
I would love someone to be here,
I'm
so I
wondering if
will.
it's because it's in the middle of the week, Wednesday, they're
Might be.
busy, just like
Yep.
Jim Pengreen.
Yeah, totally
Did you
agree.
get a chance to talk
Yes,
to
I
him?
did. I spoke to Jim Pengri. He sent me an email. He is going to be coming back. He's had classes on Wednesdays, so he's been tough to be able to get here. But he will be here as of, I believe, the May or June meeting. He will start being here regularly. He's excited to get back into it.
And he
So-
did apologize that he had been so negligent in not responding to emails. He says, but that's me. And I
Yeah.
said, well, we thought you dropped off the face of the earth. I knew he didn't,
Yeah,
but.
yeah. No, he'll be back, so good that he will be back. Also, before I forget, because we are at the action items, which we don't really have any action
Oh,
items.
we're still with
Oh,
Neil?
town, are we all
Neil,
set?
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we're all set, yeah?
What's going on with Comcast franchise?
Same, it was renewed, and we were waiting for some numbers from a different group in Comcast, and we got the numbers, so now we've got to meet with Brian again. But it's on another 3-month.
No.
Or renewed
A
extension.
renewed 3-month extension?
And is it still the policy of the town to not let any of the committee members be invited to this meeting? 'Cause I would really love-
Negotiations.
Negotiations, yeah. Is it still the policy of the town, or is it?
Probably, you could talk to Sue if there's something you want negotiated.
No, I would just love
They're
to
kind
hear,
of done negotiating.
is it pretty much done? Is it over? And-
No, we haven't talked to them in about 4 months or 5 months. Sue's busy with, budgeting and
Yeah, election.
the election, and
Elections.
then,
Okay.
All right, well, maybe I'll give her a call, because I would love to just discuss to see how that's going, because that really does determine a lot of what the committee can do and can't do, and the resources that are done through that contract, so I'd love to just hear kind of, but I'll give her a call about that. The policy changes that the board had made a while back, we had asked to be put in the front of the selectmen to have changed. It was actually the November meeting, and I had to write it out and bring it to the selectmen. I missed it in December. Well, I finally went to go do them. We don't have to do them. They're policies, they're not procedures. If they're policies, the board can
Right,
change.
policies are
Vice
our
versa.
business.
No, policies we can change,
Right.
No.
procedures we can change. Those are
Policies.
Those are procedures that we change, not policies.
Policies.
Or-
As far as
Sue
wording.
said the stuff that we had and that we did, we can change ourselves.
Right.
So,
And we already voted on it.
and we already voted on it, so they're changed. So we,
So who changed, what
Yeah.
changed?
what we're gonna do is, in the minutes that Pam had given, which lined the things that
The
wanted to be
word-
changed,
Right.
give to Dick, and Dick will make the changes on the official policies or document, whatever.
Procedures.
So, and those changes the board had already voted on, so if you could do that.
Did we, I'm happy to do that. Did we also, I would like the forms they should be made part of the, like all the other cable television stations do with their bylaws.
part of
The
the web?
forms are part of the procedures, in the procedures section.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
addendums.
Yeah, so if you could
Yeah.
attach those, that'd be great. And I would love to see, is it on the website? I haven't been on the website
No.
yet. So I would love that to be a
That's what I
PDF on the
mean.
website.
Because that would
Scan
save
those
you
in.
a lot of trouble when
Yeah.
people call up and want to be a producer.
Yeah,
They
they
can
could-
just download that.
Yeah, they could download it, they could fill it out before they even show up
Yeah.
for the show. They could just hand you the form and say,
even if
"Here."
it's not at the end of the whole long document, you could just have forms.
Yeah,
Oh, that's-
exactly, yeah, exactly. Any way that it could get on the website page, that'd be great. It makes it a lot easier.
I don't think I even blinked.
So, but yeah, so if you send the changes to Dick, then turn around, make the changes, make it a PDF and put it on the website, that would be
And
awesome.
send it to everybody.
Yes, with the changes, that would be wonderful. And besides that, we talked about the school, new business? Anybody?
I did the column,
Yeah.
I mailed, Barbara's hoping she'd do one, but I guess not.
No, I didn't say anything or do anything because I said, the minute you said it's a good idea, my mind went blank.
So, for the next month,
Life has come and danced all over me this last
Okay,
2
no,
or
I-
3 weeks. And so I will make an attempt, and if I find that I'm not happy with doing it,
All right.
I'll let you know so that
Well, let the
whoever
board
wants
know,
to,
yeah.
yeah.
Barb, do you have the deadline? I sent it, did you send it as an attachment?
Did I?
what the-
Oh, crap. It's,
I sent the article to everybody.
no, not the
Yeah, but-
article, the deadlines.
No, I don't know.
I never got one, I don't know.
Okay, let me do that, I'll go.
I know
home and
you
I'll send-
said, I know you mentioned something about deadlines and stuff, but I
Well-
did not see a list like that.
The deadline
But
is.
like I said, my mind went blank, so.
As the board approved the last time, the deadline is actually the
Okay,
meeting
thank you.
date. The article has to be given to
Well-
the committee for them to look at, because we can't send it out without the committee's approval.
Yeah, and
No,
the-
wait a minute, now, today's March, and
Yeah, this
the
is actually
article
gonna
I
be-
need to have to do is.
Next,
For April.
no, I have
it's actually-
April.
It's actually
No,
for
she has
May.
So
April.
you have May.
Yeah,
Right.
you're actually
No,
doing
well,
May. The one we're approving
But
is
it
actually
has to be
sent out in April.
approved in April. But my question is this, we don't meet every day or every week
Well,
or
you just
whatever.
do
We
like
meet
I
once.
did.
And so I can send it out, and
Sure.
anybody wants to critique or proofread, they can send to me directly.
Yeah, but
not
yeah.
broadcast, because
Right.
if we broadcast, that's a meeting. That's what Sue
Yeah, you got it
made
down.
sure I knew.
The only thing I changed with this month's article is somebody pointed out to me that infinitesimal meant small. I love the word. So I changed that word, and I just made one other minor change. But other than that,
I read it was fine. I don't know if everybody else
no,
is.
I didn't get
Good.
any feedback.
Yeah, all right. So, but
Can
yeah,
I-
no, go ahead.
Can I just suggest that you write about, volunteering what
That's
you've
what
done,
she said.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
but don't let them push you around, Barbara. You
Keep
write
it-
whatever you want.
Oh,
Keep it to one
you
page.
know that he can push me around, and I'm very easily.
Oh, yeah, she's
Yeah.
swayed.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, let the record show.
Yeah.
That's not true.
That's why we're all laughing.
But, yeah, so we, yes, but the board needs to see it. That's why it's always gonna be really 1 month behind, because this one's actually gonna be for April, but we're reviewing it in March. Same thing with May, so.
Right, so,
Yeah,
so if I could get it done at the
You have
very
a whole
first
month.
part of April,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
if I could get it done.
all I need it for, if you could email it to me within a couple of days before the meeting, then I can get it out to everybody. Because I put it when I send the agenda out. It's much easier for me to send
Oh,
everything out at
alright,
the same
yeah,
time.
yeah.
All you gotta do is just send it to me. You have until 2 days before the meeting.
My question is, just to do something, we're talking strictly about GTV.
Yes.
And so when I talk volunteer, I talk strictly
Yeah,
GTV.
Right, not your
Okay.
7 other places
Yeah, I
you
know, I know.
volunteer.
Yeah, just in general, what it is.
Yeah.
All right,
That'd be
Okay.
nice.
are we good? Everybody good? All right, well, with nothing else, I will take a motion, unless somebody's got something else, business? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Also moved.
Wait.
Oh, sorry, go
Wait a
ahead.
minute.
School report.
Yeah,
I guess
cool.
I got here just in time.
Yes, Gary, we were just talking about you.
Yeah. Just a little on the schools. A couple months ago, I guess it was, Dick gave our video production teacher, Kurt McDermott, and I a tour of the studio. And we had talked at that time about Dick was going to put together like a little proposed training program. We were going to get it out to the rest of the teachers in the district. It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay, so can we,
Yeah, this is something that, I've been bringing up since,
well,
like, last September.
Dick, can we make this a number one priority that needs to be done by the next meeting?
It'll be number 2 and done by the next meeting.
Thank you. It'll be done by the next meeting for you, and if it isn't, then.
So this is
We have some
old
more
business we're
discussions.
revisiting.
So,
It's old business. It's,
I apologize,
business
a training program?
Yeah,
Well,
go ahead.
it was to put something together that he can publicize throughout the high school.
I don't know what type of response is gonna come out of it.
No,
But anything's better than
It's-
we
It's
do.
something that's part of the agreement with the school
Yep.
district, and it's something that GPV hasn't followed up on.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it happen, especially since,
Yeah. Yes, so it will, and it will happen by the next meeting. So, and let's, I'm not gonna take a vote on it, but Dick, definitely please get that
Yeah.
to Gary and make sure that's there. And if you could get, just a suggestion, if you could get it there in a couple of weeks so he can take a look at it, and if there's any quick changes he has, he can send back to you, and then we can take a look at it at the board meeting. Because
I
that's-
don't think what it involves, the board has to be
I'd like to see
involved.
it. I'd like to see what it looks like.
I can send it to you, but I mean, we're not talking a curriculum thing. It's
Well,
it's
I think it ought to be like, I think first of all, we're gonna see what kind of interest there is in it.
right, and that's what we're gonna do is
So
set
what-
I
something
mean,
out.
even if it was something that was set up as like a course for teachers over summer, I mean, it's not too late to put together something like that.
Yeah, even if it was an hour a week, like
Yeah.
a scheduled hour where teachers could come in and do the shows and get going, and then they could be up and running by September when students can be more involved. I totally agree, and that's something that we should be doing anyways. I'll be honest, any encouragement by the school district to get involved in GTV, I really, really like, and I hope the board would really, really encourage, and I think that should be a number one priority of this board, to make sure that the school district gets involved more.
Yeah,
So,
one of the things that.
we don't want to be the excuse of not being involved.
One of the
That's
things
it.
that we learned from our little tour is,
Yeah.
there's great potential, I think,
Mhm.
for education there. And I just, and I know I've been saying this all along too. If we could just have, and I know it's very difficult with the budget the way that it is, but if technician time could be, even if it were one day a week, few hours slot, where we knew there was gonna be somebody there where, a teacher could bring students in and have some support and, and do something in a couple hours, I think would be all it would take. And, it'd be a great thing. Don't forget, all of these kids have parents that are taxpayers and
Yeah, Dick, you're there on Mondays, correct, at 1:30?
I'm either there or out in the field at that time, but yeah.
Okay, so let's just say, can we, and Gary, you're there at 1:30, correct? Is there any way next Monday you can just make a point of going to see Gary and sitting down for half an hour and going up and structuring something quickly, in a half an hour or so, and just lay out what you guys?
I mean, we'll come up with a time. I
Yeah.
can't guarantee right now.
Well, I just don't want it to be put off like until next month. I
You
don't
got
want
my
that to
email address if I don't get back to you in the next
His
2
new
days.
GTV email address?
Not yet, I was gonna announce that,
Oh, my gosh.
but I haven't finished setting it up either.
An
But,
official one?
It's not a GTV, it's a
Andrew,
town.
Dave, and Dick.
Official?
but as, it has, this is, I would like to see something that is officially set up, definitely by the next meeting. And if it's before that, I would really appreciate it, just so I can take a look at it and think about it, and maybe might add something for the next meeting. So, please set up a time, as soon as possible, and discuss it, and then, Dick, if you could, like you said, make that the number 2 priority, and just get that out, within a couple of weeks, that'd be great. Just because I don't want GTV to be this board, or GTV in general to be the excuse that, nothing's happening anymore, and I just don't want that to be the case, so, all right? Anything else? Yes.
I had one more thing for
Yeah.
town info. I don't know if you're ever keeping stats on the GTV webpage hits on the old one, but
I mean, they're there, but we've never done it.
now that it's on the town website, I usually collect the top 10 sites, and GTV made the 10th.
Wow, made
10th
top
one on
10?
the
We
list.
slid it into the 10.
Are we above ZBA yet?
You are.
There
Okay.
you go, see?
And just to give you an idea, it's only been a couple weeks since you've been on the town site, but you were getting about 120 hits a week, page views, from about 90 unique addresses.
Okay.
So,
So about
that
90
should,
people a week.
that should be an incentive, to really make this website incredible. Put all the PDFs on there, because people are looking at it, so.
what,
Do you-
what part of the site gets the highest hits?
Minutes.
The homepage.
Well, other than the homepage.
Other than that, I can tell you,
It was,
Good.
last week was elections,
yeah, oh yeah.
so the election
Yeah.
results was by far,
Oh, on your, I thought you meant that, yeah.
and then,
In general, the dump, what are the hours?
Yeah, I agree.
believe it or not, Parks and Rec
Yeah.
is usually one of the top ones.
Programs,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
People looking for the
Checking the-
basketball
Right.
results and
plus
so
there's
forth.
fees now.
All right, guys.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Oh, you
No,
want?
yeah, I gotta go.
got it.
No,
Robert, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask Pam a minute, what's the minimum words?
600.
no, maximum.
Oh, maximum
Yeah.
is I don't know, you wouldn't want anything less
I don't want
than-
maximum, I want minimum.
I would say 300 should be no less than that, because look at, this is what it looks like.
Right, I see what it looks like,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is like about 600.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, if you could just send it to everybody at the email, that'd be awesome, right? Because I really not gonna have time. next couple days
Not
anyway.
less than 300, you're gonna find you're gonna.
No, I know, but I was just saying, you know,
It'll flow.
yeah.
All right, motion to adjourn?
Again,
First, I have a sec, do I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
I.
Thank you very much, guys.